welcome to the Artichoke. Is there anyone here for the first time? Wow, even this building, not Hawthorne? Wow, I'm impressed. Thanks for coming back, and thanks for supporting another afternoon show, not our normal series, but Lauren offered to do a benefit for us, and this seemed to be the right time to do it. So we really appreciate that. You're probably already on our mailing list, so I don't have to tell you that. Don't have to tell you not to use this bathroom during the show because we're live streaming. But do remember to turn your devices off. It makes for a much cleaner stream. Anyway, I want to thank Lauren for doing this. Thank you all for coming. Let's hear music. I don't have a lot to say. Thanks a lot, Lauren. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm so glad you came out and gave me an excuse to bring all these fabulous instruments out of the my secret hiding spot. Today's show is going to be a little bit of an autobiography, well, an autobiographical presentation for you, not in the narrative really, but in the movement of music with all these instruments. And you'll see what I mean. I think I'm going to go chronologically for the most part. I'm going to start with this little 1916 Washburn guitar. And it came into my possession a little bit by trickery. So this is a great ruse if you ever need to sell a guitar. Here's what you do. You say, you know, I've got to move these instruments. A fellow had died, so the wife was selling off the instruments. She said, I've got to sell some of these instruments. And you know that little Washburn? Glenn always said that there were only two people that knew how to play that guitar. It was you and Mike Seeger. And Mike Seeger's dead, so I think you should buy the guitar. I know. How do you not buy a guitar after someone says that to you? This is a little number called Railroad Bill. That was a really common folk song about a black fellow who was a bit of a Robin Hood character from what I understand. But I'll just do an instrumental version, influenced by the fabulous player Etta Baker, who grew up descendant of slaves in North Carolina. And her family played fiddle music and dance, other kinds of dance music, and a bunch of country blues. I met her a couple times in the 80s. One of the reasons why I have all these guitars is because I fell in with some guitar collectors who liked the way I played, and then I ended up working and touring for them, making a recording to go with a history book on Gibson guitars. And after all that, I kind of did develop a fondness for vintage guitars, I have to say. And so I slowly thought, well, instead of putting this money in the stock market, maybe I'll buy that guitar. So I've tried to be a little bit careful and move through time and have some different models. And I'm really happy to have an excuse to share them with you all. And I'm also trying to pick music that I think is good for the particular guitars, because they all have different voices, and it's nice to have material that enhances that. So here's a song from Stephen Foster that was written in the 1860s. And I guess things haven't changed too much in all that time. And maybe you'd like to sing along on Hard Times with me. Let us pause in life's pleasures, count its many tears, while we all sub sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in my ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis a song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. There's a pale drooping maiden who toils her life away with a sad heart whose better days are o'er. Though her voice would be merry, is sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis a song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Tis a song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. And one of the main challenges in a show like this is that I'm just settling into this guitar, but I'm not going to play it all night. So when we take a break or after the show, you're welcome to come up, and if your hands are clean and you want to play my guitars, I'll let you. But this is such a classic example of a beautiful old parlor guitar from the era when there was a lot of music education in certain parts of the country, and guitar was a studied instrument. There were big guitar orchestras, all this beautiful inlay around the edge. This is Brazilian rosewood. Mm-hmm. You might be on Jeopardy and need to know something. I'm going to skip ahead to this guitar. This is a 1930 Gibson. It is light as a feather. And I'm playing it right now for you because it is one of my older guitars, but I also want to, it's in open G tuning, and that was kind of a standard trick. Put your guitar in an open tuning and learn to play. And one of the main guitar manuals from the 1850s forward taught from open tunings. And this tune, Spanish Fandango, got to be such a popular tune that it moved from the parlors where people had sheet music for it into folk vernacular. And I've heard a lot of older blues players who are since dead and gone play this tune. And so this is a great example of music coming down through highbrow music, the literate musicians, and making its way into the population and then staying there. Libba Cotton had a great version of it, and I'll put some of her variations in on the end, and you probably can tell what that will be. Mike Seeger did some beautiful variations and put together some collections, and I'm going to try to make a collage for you of a few different things, but I'll start with the music close to as written as I recall today. Spanish Fandango. That tune was so popular that this particular tuning became known as Spanish tuning among the old blues players because it was the referential tuning for Spanish Fandango. Again, you might be on Jeopardy, and this would be very handy to know. So I'm going to jump through time a little bit and play an old Muddy Waters piece in this tuning, and what a cool thing that lovely, delicate early guitar piece and this tuning fell into this mode. Well, I feel tomorrow like I feel today. I'm gonna pack my suitcase, I'll make my getaway. I'll be troubled, I'll be all worried mind. Well, I just can't be satisfied, I just can't keep from crying. You know, I called up my mama on the telephone. She said, girl, stop your worrying, just leave it alone. Yes, I be troubled, I was all worried mind. I just can't be satisfied. Ooh, yeah. I know my mama, yeah, she's gonna jump and shout when I get to that airport and I come walking out. I was troubled, yes, I'm all worried mind. And I just can't be satisfied, I just can't keep from crying. I know, it's so cool. It's so far from. Marvelous. So this is a 1930 Gibson guitar, really similar to the model that you've seen photographs of Robert Johnson playing. And I think this is maybe my favorite guitar. Don't hold me to that, though. That's just today. Whew, okay. I want to try something new with y'all. I've never performed with this. I don't even know how to hold it on stage. 1917 mandocello from the era when there were mandolin orchestras and banjo orchestras and guitar orchestras and that sort of thing. And it's tuned a little bit more like an Irish bouzouki on the top end. And I'm going to try to play a piece for you that I heard in my living room this winter by an Irish fella named Eamon O'Leary. And I found everything about it completely disturbing, so disturbing that I went on a little dive into trying to understand what this song was. And it is an old ballad, and it's a ballad that is kept a little bit of a presence in Northern Europe and dates back to medieval times. And the medieval ballad form was related to the story of Mary Magdalene. And over centuries, it sort of morphed into more of a story of a Good Samaritan at the well. And then over time, it seemed to have disappeared referentially from any literary, scholarly indications in the British Isles until the 1970s, when a field recorder collector got this guy singing this ballad, and it turns out to be the first reference in hundreds of years of many verses, although Sir Walter Raleigh had a few snippets that he wrote down that he heard someone sing in the early 1800s. So that's what happens to folk musicians when some song drives them crazy. And when I talked about it with Eamon, he said, well, it's a really dark song, and many people thought it was unlucky to share these songs, which might have had something to do with the scarcity of this ballad. I'll just stop there and just try to do this for you. It's called The Well Below the Valley. A servant girl came to the well to catch some water in her pail at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. A holy man came passing by, and he asked for a drink as he was dry at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. He said, kind nurse, my cup is dry. A holy man came passing by and asked for a drink, 'cause his cup was dry at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. She said, kind sir, my pail is full. If I were to slip, it might fall in at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. If your true love was passing by, you'd give him a drink if he were dry at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. I swear by grass, I swear by corn, that my true love has never been born at the well below the valley. Oh, green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. He said, young girl, you're swearing wrong, for 6 fine babies you have born at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. If you be a man of noble fame, you tell me what has happened to them at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. There's 2 of them by the garden gate at the well below the valley, oh. 2 of them by the apple tree at the well below the valley, oh. There's 2 of them by the angel's field at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. Well, if you be a man of noble fame, you'll tell me what the father of them at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. There's 2 of them by your brother Dan at the well below the valley, oh. And 2 of them by your brother John at the well below the valley, oh. And 2 of them by your father dear at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. If you be a man of noble fame, you tell to me what will happen myself at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. You'll be 7 years a ringing the bell at the well below the valley, oh. You'll be 7 years a burning in hell at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. I'll be 7 years a ringing the bell at the well below the valley, oh. But the Lord above may save my soul from burning in hell at the well below the valley, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. Green grow the lilies, oh, right among the bushes, oh. So if anyone wants to stay and chat about that song after. One of the old reference titles is The Maid and the Palmer. And I guess a palmer was a term for a traveling holy man, a seer, you know, all the magical powers ascribed to such personages. Okay, I have to clear my head a little bit. This also is an instrument from the 1930s, and I call it Frankie because it's put together with so many different parts. So the body is from the 1930s, and it was run over by a car and purchased from the estate of Guitar Gabriel, who was a cool old country blues player from the state of Georgia. And I met Guitar Gabriel a couple months after someone who was a fan of his discovered that he was still alive and living in assisted living. So the young man got permission to spring him and take him around and get him some gigs at some festivals and music camps. And Guitar Gabriel had like this new lease on life, and he went around with a beautiful white fur hat and just had a great time playing country blues guitar out in the world again. So then the guitar was put back together. It has a steel cone in it. It's an old National cone, and then a new grill on top and tailpiece. The neck, I don't know. This is some mid-century National guitar neck, but it sounds really cool. And these guitars were made to, the cone amplifies the sound, so they were coming into popularity right when guitars were being part of big bands and orchestras. And it was just a few years later that the amplifier and electric guitar got put together. So they fell out of favor, and these instruments also then, like songs, like some of the highbrow music, moved into the hands of the poor folks, and that's how they got into the hands of so many street musicians, especially blues musicians. So I'll play some old blues for you. St. James Infirmary to see my baby there. He was stretched out on the marble, so cold, so cruel, so fair. Let him go, God bless him, wherever he may be. Well, he can search this whole wide world over, but I'll never find another one like me. Now when I die, I want you to bury me in my tall Stetson hat. Put Grandma's gold watch to my farm, my watch chain, so people will know that I died standing pat. I want 6 gamblers to carry my coffin, 6 dancing girls to dance along, a 20-piece badass jazz band to play tunes as we roll along. Now that you have heard my story, let's have another round of booze. And if anyone should ask you, I've got the St. James Infirmary blues. Yeah, the St. James. I got the whiskey, you got the gin. I got the whiskey, you got the gin. Let's both drink. Baby, we should get drunk again. Hey, whiskey, what'd you say, gin? I said, hey, whiskey, what'd you say, gin? Come on, let's drink, get drunk again. Don't make no difference how drunk we may be, 'cause I know you never hold back, baby, when you're drinking with me. Hey, wash tub, what'd you say? Hey, washboard, what'd you say, tub? Come on, put them together, baby, let's rub, rub, rub. Hey, washboard, what'd you say, tub? Come on now, washboard, what'd you say, tub? Let's put them together, we can rub, rub, rub. Hey, washboard, come on now, washboard, what'd you say, tub? Let's put them together, baby, we can rub, rub, rub. It don't make no difference how drunk you may be, 'cause I know you never hold back, baby, when you're drinking with me. Get the whiskey, I got the gin, so go on. Get the whiskey, I got the gin, we'll both drink, baby, get drunk again. Whiskey and gin. Where am I gonna go now? Okay. If you've seen me play recently, you've probably seen me play this guitar, which is a 1942 Gibson Banner guitar. And it has this lovely golden banner at the top that says, "Only Gibson is good enough." And the only guitars that had the banner on them were guitars that were made by the Gibson Company in World War II. And mostly women were running that factory. And the official history of Gibson guitars became that they didn't make instruments during the war. So a fellow named John Thomas got drawn into some photographs of over 400 women standing in front of the Gibson factory, and eventually started sleuthing out what the photograph was about, eventually met some of the women who were grandmas by that time, of course, still living in Kalamazoo, and told him stories about the days in which they worked at Gibson. And many of those women ended up going downstairs with a few luthiers who hadn't gone off to the war and helped make the guitars. And a lot of these banners that are surviving are just incredible instruments. And so it's a real joy that John Thomas was able to find these women and learn the story, and then finally give credit to so many women who helped make these fabulous instruments. He wrote a really cool history book about it. I've got a couple copies here, and he called it Kalamazoo Gals, and a story of extraordinary women in Gibson's Banner World War II guitars. And when I was touring with Robert Corwin, another collector and fabulous folk musician, photographer, I met John and ended up being invited to make a companion CD to go with his book. So I went to the studio in Connecticut where there were over 30 guitars, Banner guitars sent from around the country, and we made an album and tried to put a collection, a combination of instruments together that were of different woods and all sorts of anomalies. I mean, Gibson just used what they had at the time, and so you definitely couldn't be sure that you were going to get an LG2. That was a two-piece top. This has 4 pieces on the top, and this really great little, very beautifully painted black triangle under the bridge. And it's not just decorative. There's a ding in the wood, so the black triangle, the black paint covered up the ding in the wood. And there are so many just ridiculously unusual things from instrument to instrument during that era. They didn't just make guitars. They made over 25,000 different kind of instruments. We don't really know why this history disappeared from Gibson's records. Maybe it wasn't popular. Maybe it was in poor taste to be encouraging shopping for things like guitars or frivolous activities while a serious war was going on. And we still don't know the answer to that. But it's delightful that the women got credit finally. And it was really fun to go to the studio and just have so many mostly great guitars. I will tell you that just because you have a guitar, you have to take care of it over the years. There were some guitars that were just in terrible condition. The necks were slightly warped and they were awful to play. And I tried to make a record that would represent songs that were probably being played in people's homes at that time in the country. So I didn't make a guitar arrangement for Kalamazoo Gals, which was a #1 hit during one of the war years, and that sort of thing. I just tried to play guitar-centric music. So I chose music from old blues players that I had met and studied with and knew what they would have been playing, and there's some hymns on it, I know. I'm pretty sure that most of those nice white waspy factory workers in Michigan had a lot of Anglo hymns that they were singing in their world, and there's one modern song on it that sounds like it should be old, and I'll play Bearcat Wildcat for you. It's a song by John Jackson, who was a wonderful Piedmont player from Virginia. John was just a beautiful player, so I'll see if I can do it justice. He played a big old Gibson guitar, so I figured it was okay to put a John Jackson tune on. Well, the Bearcat Wildcat stays out at night. Yeah, the Bearcat Wildcat stays out at night. Ah, but all they do, nothing but fuss and fight. I'm going away, walking's much too slow. Yes, leaving, darling, walking's much too slow. I'm going away, never coming back no more. Tell me, baby, where did you stay last night? Yeah, tell me, baby, where did you stay last night? You come home this morning, you sure weren't smelling right. Bearcat Wildcat. There was a guitar in the collection of guitars for the Kalamazoo project that a soldier had purchased and then taken to the front. And as far as John knew, that soldier had been the only owner of that guitar until 6 months previous to our recording project. So I'm not sure how John learned about it, but he was able to get the guitar, and it's really a beautiful sounding instrument, and nice and dark. And so I played a song that we can trace to the 1860s on it. The first version of the song is When Johnny Comes Marching Home, and some of you we might know our parents knowing it from, singing it during World War II. And there's an older British Isles version, Johnny Comes Marching Home, Johnny, I Hardly Knew You. So I have a little medley of those two songs, and I mean them. And I'll give you a disclaimer, Johnny, I Hardly Knew You is pretty brutal. If you have any PTSD, war issues, you might not want to hear it. Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah. We'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies, they will all turn out. And we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home. The old church bells will peal with joy, hurrah, hurrah. To welcome home our darling boy, hurrah, hurrah. The village lads and lasses say with roses they will strew the way. And we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home. With your guns and drums and drums and guns, hooroo, hooroo. With your guns and drums and drums and guns, hooroo, hooroo. With your guns and drums and drums and guns, the enemy nearly slew ya. Oh, my darling dear, you look so queer, Johnny, I hardly knew ya. Where are your legs that used to run, hooroo, hooroo? Where are your legs that used to run, hooroo, hooroo? Where are your legs that used to run when first you went to carry a gun? nights and days are done, Johnny, I hardly knew ya. Where are your eyes that were so mild, hooroo, hooroo? Where are your eyes that were so mild, hooroo, hooroo? Where are your eyes that were so mild when you first my heart beguiled? And why did you run from me and the child, Johnny, I hardly knew ya. Now you haven't an arm, you haven't a leg, hooroo, hooroo. You haven't an arm, you haven't a leg, hooroo, hooroo. You haven't an arm, you haven't a leg, you're an empty shell of a man with a peg. And you'll have to be put with a bowl to beg, Johnny, I hardly knew ya. And lastly, from that project is another old song, and a patriotic song at that. I certainly love the promise of this country and the promise of democracy. And when Catherine Lee Bates climbed Pikes Peak in the 1800s, she came down and she wrote the poem which serves as the lyrics for America the Beautiful. And that poem's been changed over the years. And, you know, as it was published, different editors made editorial choices. And so I will make an editorial choice too. And invoke a prayer instead of claim exceptionalism, and we'll see how that goes. that's the 1940s guitar and music associated with the Banner Project and Gibson. And let's take a break. Shall we do that? And then I'll play a short set at the end. I have a little bit, catch you up to modern times when I first moved to Portland, Oregon, and some music from that period forward in my life. All right, let's take 5.
And we do have a workshop afterwards, and we're going to do it upstairs, but since you've got everything here,
Oh,
we're just
okay.
gonna leave it down here.
Okay, that works.
If anyone signed up for the workshop, we're gonna stay down here.
Yeah, in the workshops, I'm exploring some finger picking, a little movement from Maybelle Carter's foundational style, and then shifting towards Piedmont guitar, which is what happened when Leslie Riddle started hanging out with the Carter family. Fascinating, right?
Yeah, she had some stuff to do in Bay City, so she stays at home. You know, she had stuff to do, so I bought 3 tickets. She goes, well, I can't go. Yeah, yeah, so I thought. I certainly will. Setting up for the fire department. We're having a thing called the State of Bay City. Bay City Emergency Volunteers will be there, the boosters will be there, the emergency volunteer will be there, the Firewise people, the city will be there, the fire department will be there. So we put together some like billboards with pictures and stuff. Yeah, I can. Yeah. So they're setting up. He sent me a text. We're going to start around 2:30.
I haven't played that in decades, but I saw my dad staying at their house. They wanted to check out my sister. When you don't talk about it, so it all happened. Well, here we are. I'm going to get myself caught up to when I first moved out to Oregon from Massachusetts. And a lot of my influences in folk music came from growing up in Massachusetts and then getting turned on to fiddle music, which had a lot of New England and French Canadian, and then whatever other recorded influences were around at the time. And New England has a fabulous singing tradition. It still does. And a lot of French Canadian influences. And so I was interested in contra dance music, and I was a classical guitarist, and then I came out here to go to college, and at some point I realized that all of my friends who were musicians and hanging around and having dinners and social music times together were having so much more fun with music than I was in my little cubicle practicing. And I knew that I was never going to be a world-class classical guitarist, so it seemed silly to stay in my little cubicle practicing something that was lovely, but not really as much fun as other options that I had. So I started playing a lot more social music with my mates, and one of them was named Molly Welch, and she and I are still good pals. I saw her this fall in southern Vermont when I came through, and Molly had this guitar, and she was a marvelous fiddler, and she was a roofer and brilliant woman, and I had always loved this guitar, and she said that, oh, well, I'll let you know if I ever sell it. And then lo and behold, a couple decades later, I got a message that said she was going to sell this guitar, and so I have my friend Molly's guitar. It's also one of my favorites. It was quite suited for me at the time because it has a wide neck, much like classical guitars do. And they call these slotted headstocks, and it's set up to be a little bit more like a parlor and classical guitar than some of the other steel strings are. But you can put steel strings on it. It's strong enough for that. And it's just perfect for finger picking. So let's see. I'm going to play a little hymn on this guitar for you. In the garden. Molly and I had a little duo, and we called it the Decibels. It was really fun to play with her. And she played this tune, Angeline the Baker, on her fiddle, and I played some backup guitar. And I understand there's some story that I might want to learn about to decide if it's politically correct to still play this tune called Angeline the Baker. But since I don't know the details, I can't really say that. And I know it's a beautiful tune, and I always just learned it as a beautiful tune, and I hope there is no disrespect to anyone going on by playing this tune now. But it makes me think of Molly, and it's really beautiful. I have got a finger-picking version of it, Angeline the Baker. Well, you take a stick of bamboo, you take a stick of bamboo, you take a stick of bamboo, and you throw it on the waterway. You take a stick of bamboo, you take a stick of bamboo, you take a stick of bamboo, throw it on the water. River, she come down. River, she shall come down. Thanks. That ended up being a little bit of a foray into Angeline the Baker, and then a little bit of Dave Van Ronk, Green Rocky Road, and then Bamboo. Composing on the spot for you. This is a great guitar. Let's see. I'm going to play a Maybelle Carter piece for you now. In case I can tempt anyone to stay for the guitar workshop. And this is a good example of Maybelle's adapting her self-taught rural style and then adding some Piedmont blues influences. And so she gets all the melody. The melody you'll be in my fingers, not my thumb, in this particular song. The Piedmont blues are the blues that come from the southeastern part of the United States, influenced as much by the Anglo fiddle tunes that were down in the South, and then a lot of different African rhythms and approaches to music that the slaves there had. And that's all I'll say about that for now. All right, this one's called Rightin' That Wrong. Rightin' that wrong someday. Years may pass, you can't get away. If you do wrong wrong today, the price you must pay. You got to righten that wrong someday. Don't you hear genius calling to come to the fold? Time is slipping away. He will stricken your spirit, sweeten your soul. Why not righten that wrong today? You gotta righten that wrong someday. Years may pass, but you can't get away. If you do wrong today, the price you must pay. You got to righten that wrong someday. You got to righten that wrong someday. Righten that wrong. Do you have a few more songs in you, or shall I wrap this up?
No, please more.
Aw. Do I have a few? I'm just really getting started, people. I am not the right performer to ask that question. Today, can I stay up all afternoon and night and play music? Yes. Can I play some more in the morning? Yes. It's really been a great evolution for me to see how much social need I have. My mom is an incredibly social person, and she loves entertaining and doing all these things. And it's been really cool for me to have that behavior and gene, probably, and be a social musician, because it's a great vehicle for hanging out with people and playing and exchanging. And so thank you, Mom. Now, my dad was an American Irish Catholic, hence the dark material in my nature and musical show. Yeah. I did have an idea for playing something great, and then I distracted myself. Oh, yes, this one. I did a house concert recently, and one of the guests asked for a song I hadn't played in years, and it made me remember how much I love that song, so I'm going to play it for you now. Black is the Color of My True Love's Hair. It has Appalachian roots, and we know a lot of versions as that came especially to our attention from the 60s folk movement in this country. But this one I learned in Ireland, and has a different feel to it than any I'd heard before. Black is the color of my true love's hair. His lips are like some roses fair. He's got the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands. And I love the ground, I love the ground on where he stands. Yes, I love my love, and well he knows. I love the ground on where he goes. I wish the day soon would come when he and I could join as one. went to the Clyde for the morning weep, 'cause satisfied I never could sleep. I wrote him a letter, just a few short lines, and I suffered death 10,000 times. Fare you well, my own true love. I loved you true as the stars above. If heaven and earth no more I see, I would never treat you like you treated me. I would never treat you like you treated me. Okay, well now, this is my favorite guitar this afternoon.
So it's whichever one you have in your hand, right?
It can be that way, yeah. Have you been able to notice differences in timbre and tone? I mean, is this fun to hear?
Yeah. Such a nice room for it.
Oh yeah, this is the best room for it. Thank you for having me and letting me do this show here. I know you know this, but it is a benefit show for Artichoke, and so if you were inclined to tip me from having such a great show, the tips will just all go towards Artichoke today. And thank you again for coming and supporting Artichoke and me.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is a 1970s guitar, and it's the most modern that I brought, but that's 55 years old. Yeah, in the 1970s, I thought if someone would have given me a 20-year-old Martin, I would have had an old Martin. Yeah. So I'm going to play some more modern songs on this guitar. It's kind of made for to be a strumming guitar. So that I will do. Yeah, well, now that we need to be singing environmental songs again, I guess we can just revive a bunch of songs from the past. You can sing with me if you'd like to on Joni Mitchell's Big Yellow Taxi. Well, it was late last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? Paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Well, they paved paradise, put up a pink hotel. Whoops. With a pink hotel, a boutique, and a parking lot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? Paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, farmer, throw away that DDT. Give me spots on the apples, leave me the birds and the bees. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? Paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, doo, doo, doo. Well, it was late last night, I heard that screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Well, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? Paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Well, I'm sure you've gathered that strumming guitars and singing along isn't quite my dominant thing. But here's one. Well, I've been thinking lately about the people I meet, the car wash on the corner and the holes in the street, the way my ankles hurt, the shoes on my feet, and I wonder if I'm gonna see tomorrow. Now, Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue, and we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. I was in the army, but I never dug a trench. I busted up my knuckles on a monkey wrench. And then we went to town to drink and give the girls a pinch, but I don't think they ever really noticed me. Now, Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue, and we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. I fish and whistle, whistle and fish, eat everything that they put in the dish. And when we get through, we'll make a big wish that we never have to do it again, again, again. On my very first job, I said thank you and please. They made me scrub the parking lot on my knees, and then I got in trouble for being scared of bees. And they only gave me 50 cents an hour. Well, Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue, and we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. Would you like to sing with me? Now, Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue, and we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. Fish and whistle, whistle and fish, eat everything that they put in the dish. When we get through, we'll make a big wish that we never have to do it again, again, again. Yes, Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue, and we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. And that, of course, is a John Prine tune. What do you think, Shelley?
I think you need to probably start your workshop. People that are here for the workshop.
The workshop's at 3:30, right?
No, I thought it was 2:30. 2:30 to 4? 3. Oh, 3. What do I know? I know nothing.
Let's look at the Let's look at the poster and see what that poster says. There's a poster in the window, right? Because I'm thinking the workshop's 3:30 to 5. Did anyone come for the workshop? What time do you think the workshop is? 2 to 4? Where did you get that? I was also playing at Demiocola's and giving a concert from 1 to 3 and a workshop from 2 to 4 and playing at Demiocola's. I am incredible. How do I do this? It's amazing.
I just want to know where you saw that. I looked on the website. It never says Demiocola's. I would really like to know where that is.
So what time do we think? I want to play a couple more songs. Can I do that? Is there anyone? Wait.
All you can have the room till 5 p.m.
Okay.
Off the stage out because we have another show tonight that's also sold out.
Perfect.
The band we have to set up.
Perfect.
But you can stay as long as you're out that door by 5.
I like this. But is there anybody in the wings who came for a workshop at 2 or something, or 2:30? In the other part?
Let's see.
There.
For the workshop.
And what time did you think the workshop was?
Right here, the workshop, hang on 1 second. Right
I love this. This is great.
Workshop says 3 to 4:40. How do you like that?
All right, then here's what's going to happen. I'm just going to play a couple more songs, and we'll call this good. And whoever hangs out for the workshop will then have a workshop.
4:40.
Okay. There's a. All right. You're not missing the workshop, are you? Because I'm starting late.
Oh, you know, I'm such a fabulous musician, Lauren. You've known that for all.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for coming to the show, and good luck healing. Yeah. I really want to play this song for you because there's a little theme going on right here. This is I might tell you the theme after, but I don't want to now in case I get too emotional. Daddy worked like a mule, mining Pike County coal, till he messed up his back, he can't work anymore. He said one of these days you'll get out of those hills. Keep your nose to the grindstone, out of the pills. See, the ways of this world will just bring you to tears. Keep the Lord in your heart, you'll have nothing to fear. Be the best that you can, don't lie and don't steal. Keep your nose to the grindstone, out of the pills. Daddy, I've been trying, I can't catch a break. There's so much in this world I can't seem to shake. But I remember your words, Lord, they bring me to chills. Keep your nose to the grindstone, out of the pills. Keep in mind that a man's just as good as his word, and it takes twice as long to build bridges you've burned. There's hurt you can cause, time alone cannot heal. Keep your nose to the grindstone, out of the pills. Daddy, I've been trying, I can't catch a break. There's so much in this world I can't seem to shake. But I remember your words, Lord, they bring me to chills. Keep your nose to the grindstone, out of the pills. Keep your nose to the grindstone, out of the pills. That is the most modern song of all I've played today, written by Tyler Childers, who's a young guy out of West Virginia. And so I'll end with another song, maybe 20 years old, written by Martha Scanlon. And wish you all a good day. And good luck. I looked out from my back door, I kicked an old can 20 miles or more. Written right there on the side of the can, the little bird of heaven's right there in your hand. I looked up and I looked back, I walked 100 miles down the railroad track, 'cause I can hear from where I stand, the little bird of heaven's right there in your hand. Ooh. Love, they say it's a fragile thing, hard to fly on a broken wing. I lost my ticket to the promised land. Here's a little bird of heaven right here in my hand. So toss it up, pass it around, pay mind to what you're carrying round. Hold it close, keep it while you can. The little bird of heaven's right there in your hand. Falling hearts, falling leaves, starlings light on the broken trees. I find we all need a place to land, and here's a little bird of heaven right here in our hands. So toss it up, pass it around, pay mind to what you're carrying round. Keep it close, hold it while you can. The little bird of heaven's right there in your hand. Yeah, toss it up, pass it around, pay mind to what you're carrying round. Keep it close, hold it while you can. That little bird of heaven's right there in your hand. Little bird of heaven.